that. So that's good. All right, it looks like we're good. So I know we've got a few people watching right now, and we've got to be a lot of people watching on replay. Sorry for the false start. I will get into things right now. First of all, I'll give you a quick introduction for those of you who don't know me. I'll then also give you my 8-step daily action plan to kind of really smash worry, anxiety, stress, anything crazy like that. Because we're in a really tricky time at the moment where we are finding this kind of bombarding us a lot more. And what happened was I put out a free audio, which I think is where most of you got this from, because this was a secret link, although we did just flick up it on for our Facebook friends as well just now. But most of you will have come from having received the free audio. Now, I actually got some really, really nice feedback from people all over the world about that free audio. Just saying, even that little 15 minutes has helped retune their mind, help them kind of get back on track and just take their mind out all that negativity surrounding. Because the problem is there is a lot of negativity swirling around us. And whether you are someone who's normally stressy, suffers from anxiety or worry, or whether it's completely new to you, you will definitely find at the moment it's more apparent, it's more abundant. And the reason why is because we are getting so much more negative stuff entering our ears and our eyes. Now, whether that's through consuming stories in the media, where it's talking to friends, whether it's your own personal circumstance, all these things. So what I'm going to share with you today is designed to really help minimize that and get your head kind of, give you every little leverage to avoid that and dissipate that as much as we can with these 8 steps. So just a quick bit of background about me. My name is Matt Hale. Most of you will probably know me from doing either my stage hypnosis shows. Now they take the guise of doing them for the public. If you've seen me at fringe festivals, I tour with theatre shows, things all over the world, and many cruise ships as well. Fortunately, I actually quit cruise ship entertainment last year, which means I'm not stuck on one right now. Then a lot of the time I also do my hypnosis shows at corporate events as well. So we do a lot of big company events, all over the world again, which is lovely. And then I also have been doing some keynote talking on mind hacking happiness, which is my main presentation I do. And that's showing people how you can easily put your mind kind of on autopilot for happiness and success. And there is just set ways we can take steps to mentally do this, but it's pretty much a template for most of the things, and exactly like today, so I'll share some of that with you today. Also, a bit of background. My original career was I started DJing when I was 8. Well, I started DJing when I was 15. When I was 18, I was suddenly old enough to actually work in pubs, clubs, and start actually traveling abroad, do that kind of thing. Into my mid-20s, I then went into radio, became a radio presenter, radio producer, comedy writer, all involved in radio. Along the way, won a few nice national awards for my work as well. And about 10 years ago, I quit that all at the top of my game because I just had this itch I wanted to scratch about working with the mind. When I was 21, I had the chance of taking part in a hypnosis show. I loved the process so much. I wanted to know more about why it happens, what happened, but I'd also been looking at other ways you could use your mind to do things. I was doing strange memory demonstrations and bits and pieces. I'd learned all these techniques which kind of almost look like you've got a superpower, but it's simply down to mental technique. So that was my spark for being able to think, well, do you know what? You can do a lot of things with your mind if you know the right techniques. And that's what's got me to where I am today. And I just love having been doing this for the last 10 years, not only entertaining, making people feel very happy and laughing, but also putting that to other use, whether it's in helping people rid themselves of phobias, feelings, adjusting their weight, quitting smoking, stage fright, fear of public space, all these different things. And it still comes down to some very basic education on how your mind works and how you can put things in place to change those patterns or create new ones. Now, the great thing is, though, over the last few years, I've been very, very busy. And if any of you have followed me, you'll know that I spend a lot of my time flying all over the world, There's a lot of fun photos, but a lot of the time I'm spending up and down in airport lounges as I go to the next gig, the next show, the next conference where I'm presenting. It's been incredibly busy, and I've not had time to stop and do things like this. And so, myself and my wife Catherine have pretty much lost all our foreseeable business in the live event arena for the next few months. And I just thought this is an absolute opportunity to start sharing what I know with as many people as I can. And like someone who asked about eating earlier, over the next few weeks, I'm actually going to be putting a lot more free audio out there. So some of you have come here because you've got the free audio on anxiety. And because of our situation, we're getting a lot of other things coming up. And this week, for those of you already on my mailing list and got their free audio about anxiety relief, I'm going to send you one on relationships, whether you need it or not. Myself and Catherine already work, live and play together, so we know about being together a lot. But I've had a lot more inquiries of people saying, it's pretty stressful when you're suddenly confined at home with someone you're not used to be spending all of your time with. So I've got another little free audio coming out which is going to help that, and there are going to be some other bits and pieces I'll share along the way. So, brings us to today. It's so nice to be doing this. So I have a little 8-point daily action plan. And I will let you know, I know there's a lot of people who've been busy in the comments. I'll save the questions till afterwards. I've got some submitted on email as well. So I'll save them afterwards, and you put some new questions up there as well. But I will get straight into it. I've put together a really simple 8 steps which can help you really succeed in kind of dimming down, quietening that volume of negativity, and really focusing your mind a bit more relaxed, a bit more calm, a bit more open to the uncertainty that's going on, and being more able to cope with that. And some of these are very, very easy tips, yet most people are not putting, most people are definitely not putting all of them in, but even just 2 or 3 of these embedded into your daily routine, it's going to have a really profound effect. So number 1, and also don't worry if you're not jotting this down or anything. You won't need to come back on the video to find out. I'm going to send you these free, right? So if you are on my, if you did receive the free audio already, I'll send it to the same email address you registered for that. If you didn't, let me put this in the address right now for anyone who's just joined us. So I'm going to put here in the comments, matthale.com.au/anxiety. Go there, you'll get a free audio, and I will also send you the notes from today as well. So, where was I? Let me get my notes back up. So, first of all, we hear it all the time, but now more than ever, it really does come down to healthy body, healthy mind. They are thoroughly intertwined. So number 1, exercise for 30 minutes a day. Ideally outside. I know at the moment that's not always as possible as it has been in the past. But if you can, and I know in our area of the world, I'm in Perth, Western Australia at the moment. This is where I live. It is actually the most isolated city in the world. But we are very lucky. We've been granted the fact that we are allowed to go out and exercise. So for me, I'm even still allowed to go out and surf. So I find my exercise very easy. But I know most people are out able to have a little walk around the streets. Obviously, make sure you're doing your social distancing or anything else you need to implement to comply with rules. But exercise has such a profound effect on your happiness and well-being. It's really been proven to be a very effective strategy for overcoming stress and anxiety. If you've ever kind of almost been forced into exercise because you didn't really want to do it, but then you were kind of like you'd already committed to someone, do you know what? You are always really thankful that you did it in the end. You know that feeling where, no matter how hard hard work it was, sometimes when you're more dependent on someone else saying, come on, we said we'd do this, and you've go, oh yeah, I don't really feel like it, but you get out and do it, you always feel fantastic. That healthy body, healthy mind, healthy body, that intertwining is really important. It's going to really set you up much fresher mind, much more hopeful, positive mind. So number 2, I want you to accept that anxiety is simply just a learned behavior, right? you weren't born as someone who worries, stresses, has anxious feelings. You're a blank canvas, but you either learnt it because the people around you responded to certain situations in a certain way, so you thought, oh, that must be the way you have to respond. Worry, stress, whatever it is, or there was a particular occasion or a number of occasions which personally happened to you, and it was learned experience rather just a learned from kind of copied from someone else. But if you've had something stressful, had something worrying, and you've really gone into that fretful state of mind, then what may be happening is your mind's also become a bit overprotective. And so it worries in times it doesn't even need to, which is kind of anxiety. Anxiety is like almost worrying without really knowing what that worry is. There's differences between worry, stress, and anxiety. I'll show you where you can find out all the differences in that shortly. But anxiety is something sometimes you don't even know why it's happening. But it comes back from, you've learned it somewhere, it's a learned pattern. So you don't have to live with that. It doesn't matter how temporary it's been, how long it's been, how short it's been. Realize that those feelings of anxiety do not belong to you. They are not inherent in you. So when you feel any of those unwanted sensations, you can kind of look around yourself and just reassure yourself that all the craziness and the uncertainty you're worrying about is not irrational. You can look around and think, well, there are no real dangers, and just say, thanks, but I don't need protecting right now. That's that kind of fear of the unknown, the uncertainty. Well, there's no point worrying about that, worrying about something that may or may not be. Sure, worry is great when you have the outcome. Good or bad, you know what to do with it. Anxiety is almost that kind of, we don't really know what we're worrying about. So just realize, if you're getting those kind of feelings, you're not even sure what it is, they are unnecessary for you. Realize that. Look around you. Realize there's no dangers. There's no immediate threats. You don't need protection right now. Just assure yourself of that. Thirdly, and this does definitely come back to, making sure you have that audio program. I always say, look, take 15 minutes a day to simply relax. Now, you can do that in many ways. If you're someone who already practices any mindfulness, meditation, or can just sit there and just look around the world, I've got a great little place down here near the beach called Sunset Hill in Scarborough. And man, I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful place for me just to go and sit and just spend some time and just chill out, relax and look out and just feel happy with the world. But if you don't have anything like that at your disposal, and you find you do have a busy mind, you like to quieten down, you need to find a way of doing that. Now, that audio I provided with you for free is exactly that. That will take the place if you do not have anything else you can put in. And also what's really good about that audio, it is specifically designed to relax you. It's specifically designed to calm you. It's specifically designed to distract your mind. Plus, it's also feeds your mind in the right... It feeds the right suggestions into your mind about how to react more naturally, more calm, more rationally. So if you are finding yourselves in more times of worry, stress, anxiety, this simple 15-minute audio that you already have, or most of you have, if not, see the link somewhere there. But find that, use it, and that will guide you. And your mind's going to get used to this pattern. If you use that daily, it's just telling yourself more and more. At some point, the back of your mind goes, all right, mate, got that. That's your default pattern. It starts responding more positively. So number 4, this is just another easy one. And we've had these kind of messages from the government and all around us for many years. But again, make sure you're doing it. Eat 3 good meals a day and choose good foods. And obviously there's the push on 5 and 2, but whatever way you choose to do it, try and eat well. Choose nutritional foods, and if you can, limit your alcohol intake, your caffeine intake, your sugar intake, those kind of things. We're not saying cut them out. No one needs to cut them out, but just try and limit them, because anxiety is actually physiological. And stimulants can have a significant impact. You know what it's like when you're kind of like jacked up on caffeine, or the effects of alcohol make you feel sluggish or horrible afterwards if you've drunk too much, anything like that. Overeating, bad foods. junk food. It's fine every now and then, but you know that thing where you have that quick fix with that junk food sometimes, and you have that feeling of like, oh, geez, I wish I hadn't done that. I can't believe I did that again. So eat 3 good meals a day and just try and choose nutritional foods. It all plays into your healthy mind, healthy body factor again. Give me just a quick break of a sip of water. And let me just quickly go to the comments just before I get into the next 4 things here as well. Any quick hellos there? Just put a quick hello in the comments. We'll just do a quick little shout out to everyone there. I'll just see who else is here right now. I'm going to say hello to Barbara, to Jenny, to Shell, to Louise, Shane Furster, who wants me to go for a surf in Lano. That's Lancelin. That's near us here in Perth, Western Australia. It's one of my favourite beaches, actually, Lancelin and Wedge Island. So I would love to surf with you at some point up there, Shane. So yes, I'm going to just have a little hang here in the comments just for a second. The problem is, because I'm on a slight delay between asking you that question and you popping something in the comments, is a little delay too. So I'm just going to hang here awkwardly until I see something pop up in the comments. Hopefully we'll be back. We'll be back and able to be coordinated. Anything coming through? While I'm waiting for anyone just to say hello, hi. There we go. Got a smile from Shane. Perfect. We are on. All right. Okay, so I have a look. I actually have a few. Obviously, this is an 8-point plan. So I've got 4 more points for you. I will tell you something though. Something I've been working on, and this is brilliant because I have the time, which I don't have time for normally. So because I've had so many people asking me, after I sent the audio out, and we had so many people using it and coming back and saying how much they've really enjoyed it and how much it's relaxed them and taken their mind off things, and people been using it at the end of the day, sometimes during the middle of the day or first thing in the morning. And then I had people asking me if there's any other tips. Now, obviously, I'm sharing stuff like this, but what I have had time to do, and this is brilliant, this past week, I have spent a whole week in this little studio area putting together a complete, full Eliminate Anxiety program. It's got videos, audio sessions in it, documents, help, all bits and pieces. It's finished, it's recorded, it's kind of ready. I just got to polish up the edges. But what I would like to do for anyone here today is actually just make you a very little nice offer on that, which I'll put at the end, because we're going to officially launch it next week. But if you want to grab it this week, before it gets officially launched, I will do that at just a absolutely ridiculous price, just because I want to get it out there and I want to get your feedback on it, and if there's anything else you need me to add to it, I will. So I will give you that little offer at the end. In fact, what I'll do, I'll stick the link in here now. This is a private link at the moment, and you'll see a little countdown on the page when you get there, but I'll just pop it in the comments right now. But just, it's there for when you have a look afterwards. I'll take you through the other bits and pieces here though, because I've got 4 more points that I want to cover, which if you take nothing, if we never interact again and you only take these 8 things, these are going to help de-stress, alleviate your worry, reduce your anxiety. They're all daily things I incorporate in to do the same. They're things that I personally do, and I thoroughly recommend anyone who comes to me asking me about anything like this. I always recommend these things. And so, and actually, have I got a little nice thing here? Sorry, bear me a second. I might be able to show you a little thing. Do I have this here? Oh, I think I do. Sorry, bear me 1 second. I didn't actually plan on doing this. Let's see if I can do this. Sorry. Hold tight with me. Here we go. Let's see. Can I put this here? Oh yeah, look. Nice. In the full package, in that full package I was talking about a moment ago, and I'll give you all the details later. This 8-point daily action guide is in that. But I'm going to send you this free. So if you're already on the list which got the free audio, I'm going to send this to you. Okay, I'm going to send this to you so you don't have to take notes right now. Anyway, I've been working hard. So let's get the other few bits and pieces out. Number 5. Oh, sorry, I'm the one who forgot to turn his phone off. All right, sorry about that. You can tell this is live, unedited, right? Number 5, increase the joy in your life. Okay, I have a book and a presentation called Mind Hacking Happiness. I speak about this regularly, but it's also something so simple. We need happiness, we need fun, we need silliness, we need stupidness in our life. It is a massive, massive stress buster. You know, when you can just laugh and do something stupid, do something silly, just do something to make yourself feel happy, it's a huge stress buster. But we have to make time to do that. You can't just accidentally have happy things happen to you, because you might not have enough happy things happen to you. So you need to actually make them happen, make time for it. So build a complementary set of neural pathways. Okay, so it's a nice set of happy pathways in your mind, so that your brain begins to default to feelings of joy and happiness and relaxation. So the more you, the more you actually make time for happiness, make time for joy, put something that makes you feel fantastic in your day, the more your mind expects that's going to be part of your day and will look for happy things, right? So as you continually instruct your brain to take attention to those good feelings, and if you find yourself in a really joyous situation, just take stock, sit back and go like, hang on, this is great, give me more of this. Alert yourself, alert your brain you want more like this, okay? So instruct it, and your brain will go out subconsciously and look for more opportunities like that. So, and also I did put in my notes here as well, you'll get this in your notes as well. Take in those moments, acknowledge them, but I forgot to say this, I do like this. Apart from just giving your mind the instruction to go out and find more of those good feelings, actually just take yourself, if you're on your own, you can say it out loud, but you can say it in your mind otherwise. But if you're feeling good, let yourself know. I feel good. Right now, I feel amazing. I feel really, really happy. Let yourself know. Tell yourself. That's a real positive bump into your mind. If you tell yourself that, you telling yourself that multiple times a day, or even once a day, multiple times a week, is another pattern. If you start telling your brain you feel good, you feel fantastic, you feel happy, well, guess what? It starts to set that as a normal pattern. Number 6, kind of similar, but talk to yourself in a confident way. If you notice then when I was, giving you my inner voice, maybe my outer voice as well, but they're like, I feel good, I feel fantastic. Talk to yourself in that kind of confident way. Big, bold, nice, positive statements in your mind. Don't have any hesitation, no doubt to how good you're feeling. If you're walking into a room with a group full of people, and actually I do this, right? I'll dial it back. A lot of people ask me, do I get nervous when I'm about to go on stage? Sometimes there'll be 1,000 people out there waiting, right? And yeah, I kind of get nervous. I kind of get excitement. I translate it as excitement, right? I always say, I say to myself that, do you know what? This kind of feeling, to me, that's my excitement kicking in. It's saying we're going to have a good time. But what I do talk to myself in a bold, confident way, and I go out. And before I go out onto that stage, I kind of peek behind the curtain and I look out and I say, do you know what? These guys are going to be amazing, and we're going to have a really great time tonight. I'm telling myself in a really bold, confident way what I expect to happen. And guess what? My mind wants to bend it further that way. So the more we think and focus on how we want life to be, this is how your mind will try and direct it to be like that. Okay, so number 7, nearly there. Cheers. Distractions. we need to be able to distract ourselves. If you get feelings of anxiety, stress, worry, negative thoughts impacting your daily life, and it's definitely happening a lot more to us at the moment, you just need a way of distracting your mind. And distractions can be such an amazing way of just fending off any sudden symptoms of anxiety. The problem is, for your brain, and it's good for us, is your brain can't hold two fully formed thoughts at once, right? So if you have a negative thought flow in, whatever it could be, that everything's terrible, everything's horrible, or it's just like, oh, how am I going to deal with this situation, whatever it is, and you just find it hard to shake that feeling, you can actually think of something positive. And because your mind can't fully think of two things at once, it has to focus on that positive thing. Now, if again, you start making that something you always do, you recognize you're thinking negatively, you recognize you're just succumbing to that kind of feeling, and you always go, boom, no worries, I'm going to think of a really nice thing, and I'll give you a couple of examples of what you can think of. Well, then the problem is for your brain, it has to focus over there for a moment, and the more you do it, boom, it's another pattern. It's another pattern. As you go along, your mind starts going, oh, all right. So when we do get these negative things, boom, we cut it in with a positive one as well, okay? I'll run that as an automatic pattern for you. You don't even have to think about it. So again, we're setting our mind up to work for us. So it's a really kind of nice reactive approach to negative feelings. And if you can really focus for 2 or 3 minutes, oh my goodness, that's incredible. But you can do it just for a few seconds, whatever you have time to do, direct your mind and think about. I always say, give as much detail, as much, just structure everything in that thought, because the more you involve yourself, the more your mind can't go somewhere else. If you're thinking of a particular time you were at the beach one day and it was amazing, well, how did the sand feel underneath your feet? You know, what was the temperature? You know, if you dipped your feet in the water, how did that feel? You know, who was around you? You know, what other things that gave you joy happened at that time? Who were you with? What were you saying? What were the sounds of the beach? How bright was the sun? How blue was the sky? All these things. Okay, so here's a couple of my 2 favorite distraction techniques. First of all, similar to what I was saying, pretty much. Visualize being in your favorite place, your favorite holiday destination. Close your eyes and imagine every aspect of that place, okay? What it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. Just really put yourself there in your imagination. You don't have to have a clear image. Sometimes people get confused when I say visualize something. Some people are great visualizers. They go, I have a really clear image. It doesn't matter. It can just be you have that kind of thought of what it looked like, felt like, sound like, okay? But really just visualize, imagine that beautiful time, okay? Another great distraction technique is simply counting backwards from 200 in multiples of 2. And if you lose your place, hey, it really doesn't matter. Just take off again from whatever point you would like to. But you can allow your mind to wander wherever it chooses around those numbers as it needs to. Again, it's distracting your mind. It's giving your mind something to do. And it can't do that and deal with those negative thoughts at the same thing. And a bonus third one here is pretty much just engage in a really good active activity. You know, something that really deserves all your attention, whether it's actually my wife Catherine, she's been doodling a lot lately and colouring in. There's been a big surge in adult colouring in books, and I don't mean colouring in rude things in books, but just colouring in books for adults, you know, so just intricate designs and colouring it in feels good. And you know, that is another amazing mind distraction technique. You know, you can just lose yourself in another creative activity. Okay, what else? Well, get plenty of sleep is number 8. Get plenty of sleep. Can I tell you more clearly? Get plenty of sleep. Good quality sleep is absolutely essential for, again, healthy mind, healthy body. Insufficient sleep can have a really detrimental effect on your mood. And look, sleep deprivation, we know, actually increases anxiety levels. There's so much research and science on sleep. And to make this easier for you, within the next couple of weeks, I'm also going to send you a free audio on sleep as well. I've got, as we're in this crazy situation and I have this time to do this, I'm looking at all these ways which things are impacting us because of this situation more than ever, and sleep is definitely one of them. So I'm going to get onto doing some sleep tips and bits and pieces. It's one of my specialist areas. I do seminars on that for various people, and I want to share some stuff that I know on you. So, okay, so that is my 8 things. Just a very quick recap. Let's see if we can do this very quickly. Very quick recap in my 8-point daily action guide, action plan. Number 1, exercise for 30 minutes a day. Number 2, accept that anxiety is a learned behavior. Number 3, listen to your support recording, or just take 15 minutes a day just to simply relax some other way. Number 4, make sure you're eating 3 good meals a day, good healthy foods. You don't have to give up all those nice silly stuff, but just make sure you're just not going overboard. Still have your coffee, still have your alcohol, still have your sugar. Just don't go overboard with it. Make sure you're also eating, drinking healthily. 5, increase the joy and happiness in your life. I'll tell you something that's really good for that. Join TikTok. You thought it was just for kids, right? Well, I love it. It's just the most ridiculous platform ever. It was just for the kids. Well, it wasn't just for kids. It was just mostly kids who had it. I got on board with TikTok because I love making stupid videos. It's a really easy way. Nothing to do with my shows, nothing to do with my presentations. And I just started mucking around. I got my dad involved. He's here in lockdown as well. They were meant to be back in the UK. I filmed a couple of 15-second videos with my mum and dad. And they went viral. Bizarre. Silly videos. 15 seconds. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're up to over 5 million views on my couple of those videos. Ridiculous. Anyway, increase the joy in your life, whether through TikTok or anything else. If you want to find me on TikTok, my account name is Hypno Hale. Number 6, talk to yourself in a confident way. I feel good. I'm amazing. I feel great. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to remember these people's names, whatever it is. Number 7, anxiety distraction. Use those techniques. Visualize being in your favorite place. Count backwards from 200. Engage in an active activity. And number 8, did I tell you this strongly enough? Get enough sleep. Get plenty of sleep. Get as much sleep as you can. You know what it feels like when you wake up with not enough sleep. It affects your whole day. It affects your mind, your moods, everything. The science is there. Get sleep. I'll give you a quick bonus, couple of positive thoughts just to dwell on as well. You can dwell on these ones. Your past does not have to equal your future. Your past does not have to equal your future. Yeah. So no matter what problems you're having right now, doesn't mean it has to be the same tomorrow, does it? Because we learn ways to cope. We learn ways to change. We learn ways to better ourselves or do things differently. Just learning. It's the same with you. Same mentally. If you find different mental ways of coping, changing, doing more positively, yeah, you implement them. And you implement these things, right? And you can sever the emotional guilt and links from the past just by choosing to let go of them. Yeah, you just let them go. Let go of guilt, anger, envy, hate, self-pity, anything like that. You can just choose to let them go. So I am going to send you all these. Sorry, my camera's reversed, so I think I've got it. I'm going to send you all of these things on your email. If you are already part of the part of my mailing list and you got my free audio via email, then you will definitely have that in your email soon. If you have not got that free audio, one more time, let me put it in the comments here. Just one time again, matthale.com.au/anxiety, and what's that here? There we go. Sorry, I'll pop that there. That's in the comments. I probably should put it on screen. Oh, hang on. Here we go. I can put this on screen for you. Boom. All right. Can you see that? No, you can't see it. So for anyone who hasn't got that audio yet, head to that link. I've popped it in the comments so you can just jump on it anyway. You're not going to be able to click the screen for it. So